Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to the show, B-Hawk Live. I am one of the hosts, Dirty, and we are broadcasting live from Wild Sun Winery and Brewing Company. I am the loudmouth. I am the Pat McAfee of the XFL. The loudmouth, whether you like it or not, you can suck it. I don't care. And as always, I don't know why, as always, but I'm joined by the hyena and Daddy Ed. Daddy Ed, that's an annoying voice, isn't it?
It is an annoying voice.
It is.
It's a voice I'm used to, though.
So we are what are you saying? What are you saying now?
Whatever.
What? Why are you chiming in?
Because I can.
We can't hear you. You don't look. It's a directional microphone. You hear me fine, right? You have to aim at the microphone.
You can always hear Dirty.
Right. See, we can hear Daddy Ed. You got to aim at the microphone.
Thank you.
Did you hear her now, Daddy Ed?
I heard her loud and clear.
Right. Exactly.
Thank you.
Oh God, that's terrible. We are enjoying some fine beverages from Wild Sun. I am drinking the Midnight Porter. As you guys know, Daddy Ed doesn't quit hitting that table, I'm going to have a field day and get violent. I don't know. He's got the wine right there. And as you guys know, we're not going to make it a big thing. We're not going to do another 30-minute infomercial.
We're not.
About the thing. But right there, as you see, B-Hawk Live, Autism Speaks, music by Big Papa G, Saturday, September 9th. It is from 6 to 10 p.m. at Wild Sun Brewing, Winery and Brewing Company. Trey Watson will be here. Proceeds will be going to Autism Speaks. We're having a silent auction. $10 right there is the barcode. Scan it. Now, don't ask me about it. Just scan the damn barcode. It's that simple. It's right there on the flyer. It's all over. It's all over. Hello, Sandy. Oh, what is this? John says, Amanda, it's not that hard to talk into a microphone. Idiot.
That's why he's a nerd.
She's literally sitting inches from the microphone, and she's still not knowing how to talk to it.
A nerd.
There you go. Right. Do it.
Nerd.
Do it, Big Daddy Ed. Do it far. But guys, let's really talk about it. NFL players were cut, or XFL players were cut. Here's my question to the two of you guys. Is it really a good thing to be in the XFL and go to the NFL? Or would you just much rather stay in the XFL? There's the the crow is crowing in the background. You can hear him. It's lovely. It's so beautiful out here. It's nice and quiet. Something we don't get a lot, Ed, when Amanda's around. But anyways, how do you guys feel? Would you stay in the XFL or would you take the chance and go to the NFL?
Well, 9 times out of 10, they're going to take the money. And who are we to begrudge them for chasing the money? Because they all got a short professional life in football, and they're going to grab it while they can.
That is true.
But I look at it as a win-win for the XFL, because if we would have had a good number of XFL players that would have made final rosters in the XFL and the NFL, then we could have touted that as a league, saying that we got NFL caliber players that we're preparing to play in the NFL. But now that it looks like pretty much all of them have been cut, with the exception of a few going to a practice squad, it looks like they're all coming back to the XFL, which for player identity, or amongst the fans at the different hubs, I mean, I think it's good for the teams to be able to root for the same players they followed last year. So it's really a win-win either way you look at it.
That is true. Hyena?
It really comes just down to whether you want to play or you want money. Really. So it's my.
Well, we are the B-Hog Live show, right? Well, I mean, yeah, of course, why wouldn't you, the good doctor says, why wouldn't you want to stay in the league? Why would you want to stay in the league for less money? I get it. I get it. But let's really look at it with this league in the NFL, these players, out of the 66 players, only 2 actually made the active roster. Shepard was one, and then I can't remember the other guy. So only 2 made the active rosters. But now you have, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 players that made it to practice squads in the NFL. Now, we had 4 Battlehawks make it to our two NFL rosters. Brian Hill, which we already knew, he was already signed with the 49ers as of last year. He's signed back with their practice squad. Marcel Aitman, who really didn't do a whole lot in the XFL because he was injured, came in, had a couple good games. He goes to the Bills practice squad. The Hyenas' favorite guy, J.J. Smith, made the practice squad with the Commanders. And then Lakay London with the Atlanta Falcons. Now, out of that, okay, it was us and Houston Roughnecks who had the most players signed to practice squads. They had 4, we had 4. Now, out of the 4 players, are you sad to not see any of these players come back? Out of our 4 players?
I don't know that we can necessarily say they won't be back. I mean, you're talking about a full NFL season that, depending on injuries of any of those 4 teams, some of those guys could get booted to make room for other players for the practice squad. So, I mean, just because they're on the practice squad doesn't guarantee that they won't be back with the XFL. So,
yeah. Now, see, Hyena.
I mean, Kevin Atkins is one of them that I was kind of surprised but didn't make it. But I'm happy he'll be back.
Right, yeah. So like Scott says right here, he says they also know what they need to work on for next year. So these players that made it got cut. Now they know what they need to work on. I mean, I agree with that. I mean, do we see that as a bad thing?
Yeah, but the biological clock is ticking. And they're going to be another year older by next year. And as you turn 24, 25, 26, it doesn't sound like they're very old, but when you've got 22 and 23-year-olds coming fresh out of college, it's got 3-4 years less wear and tear on their bodies.
Mm-hmm.
It makes a difference. And every year that goes by, they don't make it to the NFL, makes their chances get smaller and smaller. They're ever going to get there.
Hyena?
I mean, what does that mean, though, for the other people, though? Like as far as them coming back, do they have to stay with who they were with if they come back to the XFL, or are
Well, I
they
mean-
eligible to go to other teams?
I mean, technically the XFL owns their
Smith,
rights.
Abram, better come to ours.
Well, but if the XFL owns their rights, then that means they would stay and go back to that team.
Do they have to?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean,
I
really,
would say unless that
I
team
want to see
waives
this
them,
contract.
that team
see.
always has the ability to waive them. At that point, they become free agents. They can sign with anybody.
But that's what I'm
Sure.
confused about. Is the people that then come back from the NFL, are they having to be under the same contract with the same team, or are they eligible to be up for other teams? Have they ever even really announced that?
hello, Ryan. No, they have. I mean, so even though they got signed, like Brian Hill got signed to the Steelers or to 49ers with this practice deal in last year, got cut. He stayed with the Battlehawks. So it'd be the same way. I mean, it's in their contract that it's on the XFL.com that if whatever team that had the rights still owns their rights. So, I mean, so we would still get our players back. Now, Flame Wingman says if they stay in the league, now this is staying in the NFL, if they stay in the league that helps to make the league grow, in which equates to the pay going up if or when the league becomes unionized for the XFL. So, I mean, if you really look at it, like me and Arlington did the math last night on the show, and it's 18 weeks, and they're making $250,000 for a practice squad deal. I don't really blame them for that.
Oh, you can't.
Not for, I mean,
You can't.
well, then why does the fans in St. Louis blame Stan Kroenke for leaving
Boring.
when, they're worth $800 million and then he takes them to LA for $2 billion? So why do we blame Stan Kroenke for taking the Rams out of St. Louis?
Boring.
I'm just saying, why do you blame Stan Kroenke? He did it
See,
for the money.
You're the one that said, the St. Louis people keep talking about Stan Kroenke, and then your big mouth brings it up again.
I know. I love it because these people, Stan Kroenke lives in our heads just like other people live in my head.
Okay, you know what? That's fine. Because when that chant happens this next season, I'm going to say, you did.
You know what I need? I need to kick my dog Stully. He's not my dog Stull's not been very good lately.
Stull's been good
He's
to me.
been peeing in the house. I need to give him a swift kick in the butt.
Stull's been a great dog to me.
Well, he's a terrible dog.
But
How do we have the same dog?
Next question.
Idiot. The good doctor says the St. Louis fan are as dumb as football, are the dumbest football fans. He's absolutely right. They are, and they are sheep. I agree with that. Will Freeman from over at Gateway City Sports says more players could sign due to injuries throughout the season, and we will see if they sign future deals if they choose to. Now, that's the interesting thing right there. Could the players sign a futures deal? You know what I mean? Did you guys just both just like go off? Did you turn your phone
I was
looking
just
at
checking.
John's
I was
comment,
just
the
checking.
nerds.
I was just checking
to make sure you have it on silent?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
We can hear that. I can hear that, Ed. I mean, that's lovely. Thank you. Just keep banging it. Keep doing it, Ed. Keep doing it. Burn my ears. I don't care.
No.
So, I mean, look, like here, Mike says, after the final cuts, the XFL has 17 practice players among the one active player. The USFL has 9 practice guys and 2 roster guys. What if anything does this say about the spring league that we don't already know? In perspective, should USFL players be given more credit than they're getting from a quality viewpoint?
Let me answer that question. No.
Now, hold on. Look, I know this is an XFL show, but it is. But hold on. I know this is an XFL show, but this is about spring football.
I get it. I'm answering the question.
How many
No.
XFL players are on active rosters? 1.
Okay.
How many USFL players on active rosters? 2. So who's winning?
so how many USFL players?
By one? Are we really going to go there with one?
Who's winning?
Your chair.
Who's winning?
So how many USFL players were actually signed that ultimately didn't make the the rosters?
I think they had 33.
Damn. That's all I gotta say.
They had 33 players. But no, I mean, here's what it is, and I'll go back to this. I just watched the thing on Roku. The pick is in, right? Jerry Jones. The very first thing Jerry Jones says is on there is there's 75,000 players that are eligible for a draft. Only 250 of those players get drafted. That doesn't even guarantee that they're going to get a spot on the team. They just get drafted to a team. So, I mean, you're talking less than 0.3%, 0.03% of those 200, the 75,000 players got a chance of making it into the NFL. Now, the only reason why we say the NFL is the end-all, be-all of football is because it's the one that's been around the longest.
You know what's crazy is when I was watching that, it's not even about who you pick as much as when you pick.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they, like you always get so mad when the Vikings go over their pick, right? But the strategy that goes behind it every time is insane. How many times these people call each other back and forth every time to make this decision is unreal. Like it's a lot goes into the draft more than I think we see as outsiders. That's why if you haven't seen the show, watch it because it's worth it.
But as you talk about the chances of making an NFL roster,
Mm-hmm.
the percentage isn't really that much better for the XFL or the USFL.
I mean, yeah, if you really think about it.
Because they're next level down, yes, but there's only a very limited spots for that too.
Right. Okay. So then I guess the main thing I'm asking then is if I understand that they want to get to that next level, right? I understand they want to get to that. But if The Rock and Danny and Redbird and Jerry and all of this does what they need to do, is there enough players to sustain the XFL for the years to come?
Yeah,
Well,
because look at Hakeem Butler, who, for instance, just sent the coach his video randomly.
Mm-hmm.
Situations like that happen all the time. And look at how great he is, Mr. Somebody says he's
No Hands Butler?
Hands Butler.
Would you say that the quality of football in the XFL was good enough to survive this last year?
Yes.
So if
let's
if
really
you look at it, nothing's really going to change for year two, because most of the talent that you had that the fans come to see week in and week out, most of them are going to be back. And so now, is it fair to say that the talent's going to at least be equal, if not better, next year? Because as the league sticks around and becomes more popular, the more and more football players are going to be more than willing to play in the XFL if they can't make the ultimate NFL dream.
Yeah, see, now Corey, and I agree. I mean, Corey says no, not without sacrificing quality. Please, Corey Houston, please elaborate on that. I mean, look, I watched the USFL too. Okay, the only reason why I wouldn't pay attention to most of those games because there were no fans in the crowds. That's very hard to watch that without fans in the crowd. The drone was great.
Annoying.
The drone was great. I was hoping Alex Magoo would have just launched up a bomb and hit the drone out of the sky.
It's like dirt. It's like little dirty coming in. It's like.
Like what? Yeah, you don't sound any better, do ya?
Do what?
Take me off that thing. I did not ask you to talk on it. But I'm curious from the fans, like what's their perspective? Do they think the quality of the USFL is better than the XFL? Because
I mean, again,
I could not give the USFL 5 minutes of my time, because the minute I turned the channel and I watched the game and they showed the crowd and there was no crowd and there was like 5 people sitting in the chairs, I had to turn the channel. There's just no energy at all.
That's what I'm saying. Unless you watched the Birmingham Stallions game, there was nothing. It wasn't exciting enough to watch. You know what I'm saying? Unless you watch the Birmingham Stallions,
and that's the big.
That's from your point of view, bro.
But that's where
say that.
That's where the XFL is always going to have a leg up on the USFL.
No, that wasn't because they
the
won.
XFL has the crowds to go with the game, that adds the excitement, that gives you the reason to want to be a part of it.
See, like right here, Wingman says it right here. The quality is about the same between both leagues, other than the crowd, and that's the truth.
But you can't just say other than the crowd.
Well,
That's a big factor.
Well, I understand that. I
Other
understand.
than the crowd. Okay.
That takes away from the feeling of the game. I completely understand that. I mean,
That-
baseball was hard to watch with no fans in the crowd during COVID. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it was hard to watch, but I still watched it.
Are you really going back to COVID? That does not. When COVID and USFL playing are two different things. You're really going to bring up
That's
an
like-
illness.
That's like two people want to go camping.
He's going to bring up an illness
But-
right now,
It's like
saying nobody was able to come.
that's
Shoot,
like
any
you
games when
got two
COVID was
fifth you
around.
got
But
two
you're going to
fifth
say with
wheels sitting there.
USFL,
You got two fifth wheels sitting in the parking lot. Two people that want to go camping.
Mm-hmm.
Or do you want to be with the guy who has the diesel truck that can pull the fifth wheel to the campground? Or do you want to be with the fifth wheel that doesn't have a truck, that it looks good sitting in the parking lot, but there's just nothing there?
I'd much rather have the truck, the
course you
camper
would.
that would sit
Of
in the
course you
parking
Yes,
lot.
they are.
of
Yeah,
course,
that's
he's
you
going
though.
to do the
That's
opposite.
what.
He's no listen.
That's why your
listen,
nails
look
on
at
a
me, people.
chalkboard, man.
So, I mean,
He's picking between when COVID, when nobody could go to any
No, that's
games,
not what
right?
I'm
But
saying.
But the USFL, like, you can buy.
all right, now that she's done with her nonsensical point.
Y'all get what I'm saying.
Now, again, I'm saying, of course, the USFL is going to be harder to watch because there's no fans in the stadium. You watch a Birmingham game, it's funner. It's more appealing to watch because there's fans in the stadium. I completely 100% get that. Yeah, but you sat there and said, "Oh, you can't bring up COVID." Blah blah blah. All right, so Corey said on his comment, it would be more promising if there were only one spring, or one promising if there was only one spring league. I know that they play at separate times, but they still have to compete for the talent. Okay, I get that, but
But
75,000 players.
But if you put the USFL and the XFL on an even playing field and there isn't that much difference in money, if you're a player, especially that's coming out of college, that's played in front of crowds of 100,000, 80,000, and you've used that energy to help feed your game, if you can't make the NFL, are you going to want to go to the XFL or the USFL?
How many players from
sorry,
the
you're gonna
XFL go to the USFL afterwards to compete to be on with them? So basically, the USFL is getting XFL's dirty laundry.
What was Jadrian Taylor's
essentially.
reaction when we asked him if he was looking forward to playing in front of the Battlehawk?
Well, I get that, but you have
Hand-me-downs.
you had guys like Kyle
Hand-me-downs.
Sloiter, who went from the XFL, took his ball and ran because he wasn't named the starter, and said that the USFL has a better program, has a whole bunch of better everything. So again,
You don't
it's-
think that any of that had to do with?
well, I mean, I think a lot had to do with it that he was all butt hurt and he had his panties all up in a bunch, all up in there. I
Just
think
'cause
that
he's got a mouth
had a lot to do with
like
it.
Nucci.
So all I'm saying is that it really depends on what you like. I mean, do you like American League Baseball or do you like National League Baseball?
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
If you don't make the XFL,
No, because
where are you
no,
gonna
No.
go? You're
the
gonna go to the
American
next
League,
thing
National
that's
League are
down, are
pretty
you
much
not?
the same now.
Well, now they
Once they
are.
got designated
Right,
hitter,
but
what
I'm saying
difference is
again, I'm saying though, you're a football fan? Are you an NFC fan or an AFC fan?
it? I'm personally an NFC fan.
See, okay, so again, it's XFL, USFL. It's which one do you like better? Which one are you more keen? Yeah,
Well,
that's exactly what it is.
I guarantee you, if
No,
the
it's not.
AFC had
They're gonna go for
crowds,
either one. It doesn't matter.
Not necessarily.
but if I woke up
Okay.
tomorrow and I found out
You
the
wanna be with
AFC
the
has
XFL, yes, you are.
fans, but the NFC is going to go to remote,
Yeah.
I'm an AFC fan all the way.
Here's the
See?
deal, though. You
It's
think
all-
a
it's
player's
about
not going to play just because it determines whether they're going
No,
to go with the AFC
you
or
missed-
the
he just-
NFC?
No,
He made the
no.
point of what I was saying.
I'm-
The game is boring without the fans.
The game is. I agree.
I'm
The
talking
game-
about the
is
player,
boring
though.
without the fans.
It does look, no matter what, they're still making, even if you're going and playing in front of fans, making $1 million playing in front of no fans or $1 million playing in front of fans. Makes no difference to me. I'm still making $1 million.
Dan,
You're
The-
still making $1 million, but
The
at the end of the
contracts are pretty
day-
much the same.
But at the end of the day, that competitiveness that's in an athlete's head, there's something to be said for that. It's not
I agree with that. I agree completely. So, like here, Mike Tackett says, for contents, I'm a football fan first and foremost, followed by an XFL fan. The biggest challenge for the XFL is themselves. Their marketing has been absolutely dismal. I had to do the research to see where the players went. The USFL is on it. If any more is tuning in to the football game and is worried about the audience more than the game, then their priorities weren't on football.
Okay, was USFL's viewership more or less?
Actually, it
than
was actually the
XFL's?
same. And actually, they were actually almost identical. The difference is I would say the XFL did better because of the the TV partnership they had. They were only with ESPN.
They didn't have the near as much fans.
No,
essentially.
no. God, does he have to bang that right in front of the microphone?
Yeah, it's important.
No, it's not.
This is priorities, people.
Here's your glass of wine.
Thank you. From my old son. Yes.
Did you have a question?
This is B-Hawk Live. I am one of your hosts. I am the Pat McAfee of the XFL. Dirty. I am the loudmouth, the Stugotz, the voice. And I'm joined by Amanda and Ed. We're broadcasting live from Wild Sun Winery and Brewing Company.
You speak so highly of yourself for being so.
Is it time to bring a couple of the rock stars over here for a little bit?
Are you guys leaving?
Well, but I mean,
Oh,
I don't want the crowd to think we're turpentine. Or
well, they're over there shaking their heads. So,
Listen,
they're over there shaking their head. They're just laughing at the hyena, thinking about how much of a fool she is. But anyways,
smart.
so Jared brings up the good point. The USFL had Fox and NBC, and they were still win against ESPN, FX for the XFL. Equal ratings win to the XFL, which I completely agree with
And
that.
look at that though. That's huge because USFL have an NBC.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and Fox. They had the major networks, and we outdid them with FX.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot of the Battlehawk games were on FX.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
The
yeah.
fact that we beat major stations
Jared's
for
a
ratings.
Viking hater.
See, like Jared says, he's an
Viking
AFC.
hater.
He's an AFC fan all day. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, again, it's really on what you prefer. I was an XFL fan in 2001. Stayed an XFL fan from when it came.
USFL games versus the XFL games, the views of the game when they're playing are totally different too. When you watch it,
Well, yeah, it's a totally different camera angle, but it's the same with ESPN using different camera angles and stuff like that. It's all in how they want to.
XFL's is more true. How football, like it's closer to the NFL's views.
No,
than the XFL.
no. You're
Y'all
wrong.
ever watch The Real Housewives when somebody gets wine thrown in their face? Y'all ever seen that? I have.
I'm dying to know what it looks like though.
I am
Oh,
too.
Ouch.
I am too. I am too.
Look at his face.
Yeah, I am
He's
too.
so mad.
All of a sudden, you had a serious look.
Yeah,
on his face.
no.
Serious.
Who was the
Oh,
USFL? Who was
silly.
the USFL's TV partner?
USFL?
Yeah,
ESPN?
No, it was Fox.
Oh, fuck. I thought you said X.
Fox and
Okay.
NBC. So now, do you want to retract your statement that you just
No.
made? It was shot the same way as the NFL was. The USFL was shot the same way the NFL was.
Yeah. What's your comment on that?
I can't disagree, and the reason why I can't disagree is
Well, you're an
because when
idiot too.
No, we're not the idiots.
No,
You're
because
the
when
idiot.
you look
Okay,
at- when you
fans,
look at the
Tell me if the view's the
XFL,
same. Thank you. I want to know.
Yeah,
Well,
Mike, I wish there was a mute button for the Karen. I wish there was.
Well, he's banned from the
But he's
follow.
not.
No,
Mike's been a loyal follower since.
I'm
why did,
kidding.
we
Oh,
have
wait,
to,
Eric.
why did we have to put so much pressure on instant replay? because the XFL didn't have near as many camera angles as they needed.
Uh-huh.
So old Blandino, when he started
best friend.
choking like a rented mule towards the end of the season, it's because he didn't have. He always said, "I didn't have the angle to see
Thank you.
the play."
Right, yeah. See, like right here. So Jared says right here.
Thank you.
Yeah, and if you look, the majority of the fans said that the USFL, that fans thought the presentation for the USFL, presentation and commentary was better.
Well, there was a few. There was a few.
I thought he put his phone
broadcasting-
on mute.
There was a few broadcasting teams in the XFL that I wasn't the biggest fan of.
Right, exactly. And like, look, right here, what Will says right here, it says you also have to take in account. You also have to take in account that comparing USFL seasons 1 and 2, viewership was down compared to season 1, and season 2 had a Super Bowl advertising, and it was lower. So, I mean, again, I think
because they were partnered with the NFL.
no.
wasn't
Here's the reason why I think
was.
viewership went down for the USFL, because you had the XFL
I had
this
Michael Strahan.
playing at the same time.
Yeah, if I had Michael Strahan and everybody behind me too, I'm sure things would go better.
You just did not hear what I just said, did you? I think the reason why viewership for the USFL in season 2 went down was because the XFL played before that. So by the time the USFL got there, people were pretty much
Yeah,
footballed
but
out.
don't you think footballed out, maybe yes, but also maybe the USFL fans got a little taste of watching the XFL and liked it better.
Could have.
And a big reason could have been because we had fans,
Mm-hmm.
et cetera, that maybe we won over some of the USFL fans. And maybe in season 3 for the USFL, it's only going to get worse as the XFL grows.
The USFL also, mind you, was not also on when the XFL season was going on, correct?
Which one?
The USFL season.
No, the last 6 weeks they
Yeah, the
competed head to head.
The USFL started about halfway through the season.
Yeah, they started in April, right at the end of our
Okay,
season.
so what was their viewership when the XFL season was over?
They were.
They-
I did
the,
a
the USFL, I think, at the very beginning outdid the XFL by a little bit, but it didn't take many weeks before they started lagging behind.
Right. Now, see, and so, and I saw the poll, and that's the reason why I was talking about this, because Reed over at the Markcast, go check his show out, said, what league is real football to you? XFL was at 70% to the USFL. Was it 30%? Okay. It was all still football.
Good doctor.
It was still all football. There was no difference. I think, and he does have a good point here that the USFL and XFL shit talk reminds me of the basement dwellers arguing that AEW is better than the WWE. I say
This one right here.
WWE is better than AEW. I like
No,
wrestling.
you didn't.
I like wrestling.
No, you didn't.
I watch all wrestling,
No, you didn't.
just like I watch all football, except college football, because
He
I
knows
don't like
better. He
the
knows
modern
better.
day slavery that college football is
Anyway.
towards kids. Now that the
Anyway.
kids can make money, so that's good. I'm glad the kids can make money.
Anyway.
Finally. Just saying, making my point. Anyways, back to what I was saying, and I completely forgot what I was saying.
Which is good.
Hey, it's only going to get worse, man, the older you get.
Good doctor, you already know. You already
Welcome
know what
to.
he's talking about. You already know the answer. You already know the answer. Thank you.
I'm not missing out on college football. No, I'm not. I'm not
College
missing out on
football
college
is
football at all.
amazing.
College football is some of the worst football I've ever seen in my entire life. It's the worst football I've ever seen in my entire life.
Hater.
There is nothing good of college football.
Hater.
Nothing good about it.
What's not good about it?
Nothing. I don't like it that a kid can go out there and play and be this 5-star recruit, get injured, and then he gets booted from the team. Then he doesn't. They don't pay for him to get his surgery. They don't keep his scholarship. They kick him out of school, and this kid just wasted his entire life playing for a team that discarded him like a piece of trash.
Fans
The-
don't
the-
like
college
the hyena.
football.
The
Why
opinions
am I
and
the
emotion
hyena?
of Dirty
I don't
may
get
not
it.
necessarily be
It's the truth.
the
My
opinions
opinion.
of Wild Sun Winery or Behawk Live.
My opinion is the truth. My
Dirty
opinion
is
is
the
the
new
truth.
hyena of
My
the
opinion
show.
is not an opinion; it's a fact. It is the truth. No, it's
You
not.
were abused as a child, weren't you?
I was diddled as a child.
You got anger issues, man.
Oh.
Yeah.
A good doctor, you can say
Someone
I'm
put-
wrong all you want. Hi, Sandy.
Someone put
Haterade.
turpentine in
You
your.
can say I'm wrong all you want. What is that? What is that show on
He's sipping on
ESPN?
Haterade.
What is that
Somebody
show?
put turpentine in the Sprite.
What's the college sports show?
Haterade.
College. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up.
Why am I called the hyena? I don't want to know. Excuse me. Why am I called the hyena? When this one over here, his mouth don't shut ever. Just saying.
And yeah.
There it is on Netflix, right here. No, not Last Chance You.
You guys like my
That's
good
number
doctor, be
one.
quiet.
What do you
You
say?
don't know what you know about Minnesota. Nothing.
I know. At least I knew who at least I knew who Edler was. Unlike somebody else who says she's a football Minnesota Vikings fan.
You knew who?
And that's
who
why
was?
you're 10.
I can't
12
say his
years
last
older
name.
than me.
Yeah, you knew who was. You said Adler.
Edler.
You mean Eller.
Eller, yeah, that's it.
Carl Eller.
Get the name right, bro.
What was that one? I'm trying to find that
He
documentary.
doesn't even know the name.
Huh?
He doesn't even know the name.
I can't find it.
Is there anything? Should we do a plug or something? Because
Uh-huh.
he's like got lost in his.
Hey, listen, Martin, you guys want to do a plug? Go ahead.
I think it's time to bring.
They said no. See, they're shaking their head. See?
Okay, listen.
That's
if
how you
y'all
gotta
have
know.
not gotten your tickets for September 9th, go get your tickets for Autism Speaks. I'm telling you right now, and come to Wild Sun. It's beautiful here. As you can see, the sunset behind here, gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. But also, it's just so nice here. It's relaxing.
Not only for a good charity event, but also a celebration of XFL fans.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fan appreciation night. We have got a little bit of everything. We have got one of the owners of Wild Sun Winery that's putting up free beer for a year.
Strixon Supply.
I mean, you can come out and you can put your mouth under the spigot, just turn it on. They find something to do.
Restrictions apply.
Well, restrictions apply when the sixtel runs out. That's a restriction, right?
Restrictions apply.
Anyway, I'm just going to say this real quick. As all of you know, my son has autism. He's been through a lot in the last few years, and it means a lot to me. Even now, fans have been reaching out to me, telling me how much they appreciate the fact that we're donating the money to Autism Speaks. It means a lot. In fact, I do hair, and I had a guest today tell me how much it meant to her, the fact that we were having this event too, and that she possibly will be coming as well. So I'm telling you, it's worth it. Come out here for a great cause. It's going to be an awesome night. Big Papa G is going to be out here spinning records. Trey Watson will be here signing autographs. We will have pictures for sign, but there's going to be tons of silent auction items that you will want to come out for. It's going to be worth it. So for a $10 ticket, you guys, you can't beat it.
And I had another XFL super fan reach out to me today. He's making a bunch of wood signs for the silent auction. So the silent auction just continues to grow and grow. And the amount of traffic on Facebook seeing our flyer getting posted
Yes,
from
post and
page
share.
to page to
Yes.
page and shared. The word's getting out, and we are ready for a big night.
It'll be worth it.
That
you
was
guys. We'll
literally
make
the
it worth it.
longest plug I've ever heard in my life.
Well, you've been on your phone diddling.
I'm trying. I
You've
was,
been dicking around
oh,
on your
yeah, I
phone
was trying to
about that
find out.
long.
I was trying to find out the documentary I was talking about.
Welcome to the B-Hawk Live Show.
There you go. Finally. So here, Mike says.
Tyler giving
Mike
excuses.
says this. Mike says, I'd like to see the NCAA do the same thing for football as they did for basketball. If a player goes undrafted, they are still have eligibility left. They can return to the school. Far too many players get bad advice. Exactly. They're not allowed to go back to the school once they declare for draft. The documentary Schooled inside the cartel of college football, of college sports.
And you're blaming all that on the colleges?
Oh, yeah, hell
That's not
yes.
the college's fault.
Yeah. What do you mean? They're the ones that set it up.
If the players are getting
Don't be
agents,
yelling at my dad
No,
like
no, no,
that.
no. Hold on.
if the,
Hold
if
on.
the agents aren't looking out for the best interest of the player,
Hey, what agent's going to be looking out for the? What agent's
if
looking
you
out for the
want to be
best?
a reputable
Oh, if they
agent
wouldn't have a job.
that gets
gonna
the
look out for the
big
best
players
interest
to
of the player.
sign with you, you have to show that you have the best
Basketball-
interest of the
Hold
player
on. Basketball
at heart.
agents get basketball back to college football. Done. Over. Scholarship gone. Gone. He gets injured. Tears his ACL out. Gets injured. Boom. Done. Bye. See you later. You ain't coming back from the team. You're gone.
All right, Howard Stern, you said your piece.
It's that simple. That is why I don't like college football, because of what they do to these kids. How they don't care about these kids at all.
That's what happens when you watch Netflix.
No,
Anyway,
you watch The Real Housewives.
an amazing show.
So-
Oh my God.
I actually watch stuff where you can learn from it. You watch stuff that dumbs you down. There's a big difference.
It's real life.
It ain't real.
The real,
This is ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be accepting resumes
yeah.
for a
Next
new
week we're going to do a spinoff show
for a new
Desperate
co-host.
Housewives of in Hillsboro, Missouri.
Right, yeah. We're looking for a female co-host.
And I'll be at Wild Sun, so y'all
Please
wanna creep
send
me
your
out,
please
happy
send
to
your
sign you up.
resume into xfxfanshow@gmail.com. We are looking for a new female co-host after that comment. Jesus Christ.
That's fine, because I'll be sitting at Wild Sun drinking the best wine around. So if y'all want to come over here, that's fine.
I get that college football is big business. I get it. I get that it's big business. But it's now the reason why I like it a little bit more is because the NIL.
What
Because
did
these
the
players
Viking
can actually
haters say?
they can actually make money now. Amanda, she
You're the Viking hater. He's Viking hater.
who?
Who's
Jarrett?
Jared, he's a Viking hater.
Well, he's from South Dakota.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
He should be a Vikings fan. What the
Yeah.
hell is that all about?
He's not. I'll tell you that.
Hey, did you see that not only did US Bank Stadium get the #1 stadium
Thank you.
in NFL,
Thank you.
but the Minnesota Viking fan base got #3 in the NFL for fan experience.
And Justin Jefferson was #2.
Listen, I just
best player in the NFL. You're
Look,
welcome.
I mean, when you
You're
look like a big purple dinosaur,
That's all he's got on Minnesota. Big
That's
purple
all he
I
got.
mean, you know, you look like a big purple dinosaur.
Come
John,
on,
I'm not saying it's
fine.
all. Listen, I'm not saying it's all college football teams. All college.
You don't have a favorite football team.
No, I don't.
You really don't.
I don't. I like
you
the
go
Browns.
from Jets to Bears
PJ
to
Walker.
Browns
PJ Walker.
to-
PJ
Yeah.
Walker just signed to the Jets. The Bears have been my team. You know, I don't like the
Well,
bloody tampons. You know, don't like the bloody tampons. That, you know, they used to be part of Missouri, but once
Sound
Governor
like Chiefs.
Parson gave away Kansas City to Kansas City,
Good
or
doctor,
Kansas,
This is your
so
time.
he
Where you
gave
at,
it- he
good
gave-
doctor?
he gave Kansas City away back to the state it actually belongs to in Kansas.
This is good
So
doctor
there is no
time.
longer a Kansas City, Missouri. It's only Kansas City, Kansas.
Mhm. This
Mhm.
is good doctor's time to come in and rip that.
Yeah, see, look. See, look. Ryan says Dirty kind of redeemed himself with his comments on the Real Housewives. It does dumb you down badly. Yeah, trust me, I know. It's some of the biggest garbage I've ever watched in my entire life.
Y'all are haters. That's all I gotta say.
What are we?
Hearing.
Now that we got that out of the way.
I feel like I'm conducting something. I'm like, be quiet.
Oh, here we go. Doctor talking about his Chiefs again. Probably the worst team in the NFL.
No, they are not.
Yeah, they are. They are the worst team.
Also, the quarterback show on Netflix was really good too. So check
Yeah,
that
it
out.
really showed you how dumb Kirk Cousins really is. It really showed you how dumb he was.
You know, he has this computer. I wish I could mute him somehow, but
If you mute me, you mute everything.
I know that's why.
See? Hey,
That's
anybody can learn.
That's his last stranglehold on the show. long as he runs the board, he can't be tuned up.
That's why he won't leave the show.
Here we go.
He
Oh,
can't
man.
have control.
Kirk Cousins is a smart man taking Minnesota Vikings to the bank. I mean, that is true. He did stick it to the Minnesota Vikings.
Viking hater.
Just saying. Just
Jared's
saying.
a Viking hater. He knows it. He messaged
But
me.
anyways, go watch Schooled. That's a good documentary. You'll learn a lot about college football.
Really watch the draft one. That was, what was it called?
The Pick is in on Roku.
The pick is in on Roku. Yeah. Really
On the Roku.
good.
That was really good. I
Really
will
good.
say that. Quarterback was okay.
It just gives you a new perspective on how the drafts are done. Because when you watch them,
Did you watch it
everything
yet, Daddy
seems so-
Ed?
I did not.
You need to. Good.
I just got done watching quarterback.
I finished that.
That's because he's a bum. That's what bums do.
You know,
Why do you guys look so much brighter than I do?
You really want me to answer that?
I am very tan right now.
He wants me to answer that, doesn't he?
I'm
We're
very
bright.
tan, very pimply.
yeah, and in a little over a week,
We're smart.
he is going to be very bald.
Nope. It's got nope.
He's
Not
going to be very
Yeah, everybody, please.
listen, you do
buy
realize I
tickets.
set up
okay?
the event to
So we
sell
can
the
shave
tickets.
his head.
No,
How do we do
hold
it?
on. See, this is where
At the
I
event.
have control of it all.
You do not. You never do.
Yes, I do.
You
Because
change
look,
your story.
No, 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 no.
Arlington. If you're watching the show, I'm telling you right
no.
now. Yes,
See,
you do.
I set it up to where the tickets had to be bought by a certain time.
No, you
Yes,
did
I
not.
did. Yes, I did.
You
Yes,
are-
I did.
You
See?
are so full. of
No. So you can't be a day of the walk up and buy,
The hell
Tick-
you can't.
but that doesn't count.
a ticket.
To
Yeah,
I said
sold.
we had to
God.
pre-sell the tickets. Pre-sell the tickets.
Excuse me. Show me the evidence. I'm telling you
Pre-sell
right
the
now,
tickets is what I
nobody
said.
If a person shows up at Wild Sun to go to the event,
That doesn't count as a
and then
pre-sale
they buy
ticket.
a ticket,
Doesn't count as
if
pre-sale
they're
ticket.
not
Dirty,
through
yes, it
the
does.
gate
Stop.
yet,
Doesn't count.
Okay,
they,
you're,
Doesn't
are,
count.
you're looking
they
at
have bought
So you're
the
going to
ticket.
tell me right now for autism, right? That my son has. You're not willing to do this. Look at me. You're not looking at me.
Not if they
No,
not
no,
if we
no,
don't
no.
pre-sell the
You're not
200
looking at me.
tickets.
No,
Not
no.
if I'm looking. Not if we don't sell the 200 pre-sale
Before
tickets.
you can get
Oh, okay. That's right.
That was the
You know
rule.
before you get the
Nope.
before
I'll
you
remember
get the
that.
commemorative glass,
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
you have to either buy a ticket or show that you bought a ticket. So if you don't get into the
Somebody
event,
goes, "You all need counseling."
so if you don't get your ticket until you
Cute.
cross through that turnstile to go into the event, you have bought it pre-event.
No, you haven't.
Pre-
Once you're
sale.
here,
No.
if you're not on my guest list, you're not pre-event.
You know what?
Your day of.
You're seriously going to
Your
look
day
at
of.
me.
Anyways,
No,
here
no.
it is.
You're gonna look at
Question:
me.
Did
No,
the
you wouldn't even
Vikings
do
did
it.
the Vikings give Tamu a fair shot? Ooh,
No.
I don't think so.
They didn't even let him play during any of
They
the
had
games.
they had their heart set on the Baylor quarterback
They did.
Exactly. They didn't even
from
let
the
him
get-go.
have
They
a
did.
chance.
Keelan goes, "You all need counseling." LOL.
But
Mhm.
I'd still say, as early as they originally signed Tamu,
Mhm.
I think he had a hand issue that lingered. And I think that's why he didn't get the
No,
fair
how do
shake
you
he-
know? They didn't even let him play.
See,
You wouldn't know.
Flame Wingman says he was a camp arm. So I mean, that's the good. I mean, so it goes back to what we started this show off at.
That's why I don't like the NFL when it comes to that. because
It
it's
was
not fair.
it was linger from the championship.
can
game.
somebody have a
Tamu
chance if you
played
don't
the
give 'em one?
championship game hurt.
Mhm.
There's no other way to explain the DC offense tanking that day other than to say that Tamu was hurt that week before. And so he was not throwing the ball the way he needed to. And then after the season was over and he got called to the Vikings camp, I say he was still having hand issues that prevented him from
I don't think so. Mm-mm.
get Tamu on. You got a relationship with him. Get him on.
I don't think
I think it's a little too late now to get him on, don't you think?
Well, you
All right, I'll see if I can get him on next week for us.
Excuse
Yeah.
me. If you go back and watch that show, right? I had commented that he needs to go to the Vikings.
What are we
He
talking-
had this smirk, Jordan. He had this smirk on his face, looked over, and then looked back. I'm telling you, he knew then that he was going to Minnesota. This one doesn't agree with me. Do you?
I would have been a Minnesota fan if Jordan would have been playing for him.
And you said he would look good in purple. Did you not?
I did, but
you?
he didn't make the team, so I'm not rooting for.
Neither did Nucci.
But the Nucci made his team. He made the Broncos practice squad, so I'm rooting for the Broncos.
You know, Tim, why don't you dream about
Anything
it?
else? We got like 10 minutes.
So in other words, we have to cover all of our angles on you losing your hair.
Yep.
So now that you're waffling, backtracking.
Mm-hmm.
How can you jump through a flaming tape?
How can
watch
you
me
be
that-
willing to get a
How are you willing to jump through a
tattoo?
Because that
flaming
actually-
table
How are you
and get
willing to jump
ridiculous
through a
Hold on.
fucking
tattoos?
table?
Hold on.
You
And
almost
when it
shaved your
comes
head.
to your hair, you're the biggest chicken shit.
No,
anybody
no,
I've
listen.
ever seen.
By the day of the event, so when that Saturday comes, listen, if that Saturday comes and we still have not sold the 200 tickets, I don't care about the people that walk up. That doesn't count. It has to be
Oh,
before
gosh.
the day of the event.
You know
The
what? You're
day
gonna
of the
look at me.
event at
You're gonna look
6
at me. Okay,
a.m.
that's okay. You know what?
6 a.m.
You know what?
Jolene,
He's gonna pay for it later.
Jolene.
Let me tell you.
Jolene,
You.
Why are you banging on the
Jolene,
microphone?
you listening to me? The Friday before the event, I'm going to get a count from Dirty. You listening to me? And if I need 79 tickets, if I need 102 tickets, I don't give a crap. We're buying them. If that means we
That-
don't go on vacation in 2024,
And my mom
so
will
be it.
say, yeah.
That
One way or
doesn't-
another, Dirty is going to be bald as a $2
That
bill by the time
doesn't-
that's
That
over.
doesn't count either.
I already
It's
have my
gonna-
new
you
Clippers ball.
said 200 tickets sold.
I said 200 individual tickets.
No, we
And
did
I will
not.
buy-
Individual.
And I will buy
No, we
200 individual tickets. I'll count them out for you.
He never had a stipulation.
Yeah.
He's really bad at going back and watching previous shows on what he said.
My God.
But I'm telling you right now, I'm looking at him. If he, here we go.
X-Fan Legion. I'm calling on the X-Fan Legion. If you want Dirty to represent you in the X-Fan Legion, demand that he's a stand-up guy and tell him to quit being a chicken shit
Mhm.
and live up to the bet, to the what he
Listen.
laid down.
Buck, buck, buck,
200
buck, buck,
tickets
buck, buck,
sold. He shaves his head.
One
Just
ticket.
like I said, if we sell 500 tickets, I'll take the locks they cut off of your head. I'll glue them to my head and wear them that same night.
See, here's what you miss.
500.
Got it. Listen, in 2020,
I'm
I
not
said
doing it for my son.
if we
Okay.
got to this many likes, I'd get a tattoo. We got to that many likes. I said this is the time frame.
But he's not going to do it for Autism Speaks.
Hold on. I
What does
said
it
this
say
is the
about
time
him?
frame.
Was that
People-
individual
say?
like?
What does it say?
Yeah,
No, it's individual likes.
You can't.
What's it say?
You
Okay.
can't have 7 people like. You can't have one person like the page more than once. It's 1 like per person.
You know what?
And I
It's
said,
for a
if
good
we got-
cause.
got
You're really going to go there.
I
with a good
said,
cause right
If
now. Are
we
you
got
serious?
to a certain amount of followers
I'm about to take these
in
things out.
2020, again, I would jump to a flaming table. And we got to that. It's an individual follower. So now,
Buy your tickets.
if you guys want me
Buy
to
your
shave my head,
tickets
you
so we
want me
can
to
shut
shave
him
my
the
head,
hell up.
there has to be
like
200
putting-
tickets
It's like
bought.
someone pouring
before the event.
turpentine in my wine.
Just
It has
like
to be
we're
before
60
the event.
We are 60 followers away from hitting 5K people.
All right, here. You ready? You really want to do it?
No, we're not going to do it. You
Hold
know
on.
why?
Listen.
Because you need to have one bet first.
If we can
and
get
that
to
bet is
60
more fun.
followers,
I'm not betting you anymore.
Hold
Because
on.
if you're going to back out everything,
Oh, no,
and
no,
make
no.
your
You
own
ready?
rules,
if we could get to 60 followers, I will let you shave my head live on air.
60 followers. I said.
That'll put us at 5,000.
We're,
Will that not?
I'm sorry, but he's willing to do that, and not for charity. He's willing to. He really,
Did everybody just hear that?
Did we? Thank you.
Is it being recorded? Can we play that back? Because, we get those followers.
say it
and we
again.
get to the 5,000.
I'll say it again. 60 followers to get us to 5,000. I will shave my head. 200 tickets, not day of, but
No,
the day before the event, 200 tickets, I'll shave my head. I'm not going to count people that are walking up. That's not, you can't count them.
Listen
Are they
here.
not XFL fans?
I could care less if they're XFL. What they are is they're idiots.
This is an XFL
Idiots.
fan appreciation
no.
night.
Idiots. They needed to buy the ticket beforehand and do it the right way.
It's
I
not
don't think if they hold on. I don't think here. I'm going to make it. I'm going to talk to the
idiot.
event. Here's what it's going to be. I'm going to talk to the event planner, right? And I'm going to say this: if they don't buy their tickets first before the event, they don't get their commemorative cup. That's what I'm going to say. Then they can buy the cup. The bastard. If you want to come the day of, buy the cup. You cheap bastards. Buy the cup. That's what I
No,
say.
Here's the deal. Look at him. Look at him in the face. You honestly are going to allow this man to do this for autism when my son, I'm going to make him feel real bad.
That's
for a
right.
second.
He's trying to make
My
it about
son
him.
was in the hospital, right? Okay. He had Ball Hawk 1 come up to make sure and take care of Blake, make him happy when he was released and all this stuff, right? But yet he's not willing to, like a little puny dog shit, not willing to shave his head.
No.
So you're going to look at me and say, you're not willing to shave
So
your
you're going
head
to take
for
an
my son.
XFL fan
Is that what you're saying?
appreciation night,
No.
an Autism Speaks charity
Focus.
night, and you're going to turn it into a pissing match on when the 200
Focus.
tickets were sold.
Yes.
Hey, sir. Focus.
Yes.
Focus.
That's not how you do it.
Focus.
That's not how. There you go. Now you're getting there.
You're not willing to do. No, you're still not looking. You're not willing to do this for my son. Is that what you're saying?
I didn't say that.
No.
Oh.
Answer the question.
200 tickets sold
can't do
the day before the day of.
I didn't ask you that.
And if they come the day of to buy their ticket, they got to pay $50 for the glass.
I didn't ask you that.
$50 for the glass.
I didn't ask you that. Look at me. Focus. Okay, go ahead and put your coughing.
Goodness
Look at me.
sake, do you have
Focus.
like a mute button or anything?
Focus.
I don't. I really don't.
Nope.
I
Look at me.
don't.
Focus. Focus.
Yep.
You're not willing to do this for my son. Is that
Can
what
you
you're about to
speed
say?
this up? We've already done
Answer
this.
the question.
Like I said, 200 tickets before the day of the event.
It's a yes or a no.
200 tickets before the day of the event.
Answer the question. It's
200
a
tickets
yes or
Before
a
the day
no.
of the event. 200
It's
tickets.
a yes or a no.
Yes, if it's 200 tickets before the day of the event. No, if it's not.
No. Yes.
I just answered the question. This is B-Hog Live.
Yes
I am one of your
or
hosts.
No.
Dirty. Right next to me is the crackling hyena who just can't get it through her head.
Horrible night. Horrible.
Right over sitting right next to her is the one, the only.
Big Daddy Ed.
If you guys get me if you get us to 200 tickets, I said I will shave my head. If you get us to 60 more followers to 5,000, I'll shave
People,
my head.
look at me. Do you see me? I am frustrated.
Yeah,
Because he doesn't listen.
You should see the comments. They're all saying
Please get us to 200.
they're all saying they're scared of you.
I don't give a rat's ass. Please get us to 200. Please. Because I need him to shave his head so I don't have to hear about it. Thank you. Amen.
Anything else?
Do we want to talk a little bit about some of the giveaways before we let everybody go?
We can. Somebody threw out the bag the other day on an interview that her and another person did about one of the big prizes.
Hey. Oh, the golf bag? Oh. What's he talking about, babe? Anyway, the Air and Space Force will be here also giving out giveaways, which is really cool. But also, there's tons and tons of silent auction items. I know my dad has a picture of all the Battlehawks, but AJ McCarron signed it personally, and my dad had it framed, which is awesome. Also, the coach's wife, DM Beck, as you all know, has been on our show. She also is having a lot of things donated, but also for women. As you all know, I'm a hairstylist too, and the salon I work at is also donating a basket with a gift card too.
AJ McCarron's mom.
Yes, AJ McCarron's mom so graciously is donating things as well. a lot of things, you guys, and it's not just for men. Please know that this is for women too, which is great, but it's most importantly going to a great cause, and that's why we want you all here. So I really appreciate it. And there were fans that reached out to me that wanted this cause to be, because I had asked a while ago, to send me messages as far as what you want the thing to be for, and a lot of people said for autism. So it means a lot that you guys all messaged me and said that you want to go towards that. It means a lot to me.
So who's coming on the show next Wednesday?
I don't know. You guys started booking them, so I don't even know anymore.
Mr. Trey Watson
Mr. Trey
himself
Watson
will be on the
himself?
show next week.
Isn't he
so
showing up
tune
to
in.
the event?
And he will be here at the event. And like I said, we will have pictures for you to have for him to sign. And also someone will be there to take photos. If you'd like to have photos with him as well. But also he is also donating some things too, very graciously. And we really appreciate it too. So
And we've also got, hopefully next week, we've got a couple of the vendors that are going to have tables here at the event that will be on the show live to kind of fill you in on what they do, a little bit about their business. And so
we have a big announcement and a big thing to show off to that night. So you have to be here for that.
did we tell them what that big, we told them what the big unveiling was.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did.
We told him.
I did.
Yeah, we told him.
It's a limited edition beer can of the Wild
We
Sun
just haven't
is so-
showed the beer can.
Wild Sun has so gracefully offered up their American Blonde. It's been a real success for them in the last, what has it been? How many years?
It's 2019.
Since
They've been out
2019.
4 years. It's by far their number one seller, right? And they've graciously allowed us to. They've designed a limited edition can that we're going to have for B-Hawk Live show that's going to run hopefully through the XFL season. We're going to unveil that can the night of the event, and
It is pretty sweet looking.
It is very cool.
It's going to be awesome.
And the glass, you guys, is very cool too. I'm excited for
And
that.
what kind of glass is it, Dirty?
A commemorative glass.
Commemorative glass.
Did you have to do that?
Commemorative glass. And you have to buy your tickets before. If you not, you get here, it's $200,000 for their commemorative glass when you get here. If you buy it the day of, $350,000.
And I just want to
The
throw
day
this
of.
out. I just want to throw this out there because I'm not going to get sentimental, but as a mom with a child on the spectrum, as a lot of you know, it's very hard to get resources for children or adults. And Autism Speaks is a huge part of that, to allow those families to be able to get those resources to provide for their children or adult for their life. And it's very important moving forward. And when my son was diagnosed at 1.5 years, when you're told that your child is on the spectrum, you don't even know where to begin. And so to have places like Autism Speaks to be able to give you all these resources, it's very important. So let's take a moment to put the shoe on the other foot and also understand how important this is for those families out there that are going through it. And I can't say more because my dad's been there through a lot of it. He's been there with me, and it's Blake's Poppy. So
And let me
Very
just say
close to
this
him.
too. This commitment to Autism Speaks is not a one and done thing. Wild Sun and B-Hawk Live are partnering up on this, and we only hope to make this bigger and better each year. So all we'd like to see a hell of a night, but know that it's only going to get bigger and better and going forward and keep growing and keep adding on and keep making it an even bigger event year after year, to where hopefully we got the whole Battlehawk team out here to sign autographs by the time we're all done, because it's become that big. So
And I want to thank you to Wild Sun too for allowing us to have this event here. It's a beautiful facility to be able to have it here. I know you all, this will not disappoint you at all. So please, please, please buy your ticket. And post and share Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, share. and get the word out there. I'm really excited for
We
this.
even
so.
have somebody asking if they can get the Beehawk beer in stores.
It's a pretty big deal.
It will be available, but that's
Not bad for
we'll
basement
talk
dwellers,
about
is
that
it?
more as
Nope.
we get this kicked off and it gets close to all season. But yes, it's their intentions to have Beehawk Live beer available in stores for purchase as well.
Anything else?
On that note, everybody, we're out. Please buy your tickets. Go to the
Be here
QR
next
code at the
Wednesday.
top
Be
left
here,
of the
be
flyer.
here for Trey Watson. Before he jumps on the plane, he wants to tell everybody all about this event. Everybody needs to be watching.
Yeah, and by the way, Amanda spoiled it. The big ticket item is sweet tickets.
And everybody wants to see me.